Om Asato Ma Satkamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Mother, our beloved Guru Devas, bless us, hold our hand, take us across to this world of samsara in which we are bound, to that path of bliss and happiness. May your blessings remove us from the shackles of the bondage and make us free. Jai Guru. Often we think that, we are in the samsara. It is good for the monks and people like Buddha and Jesus Christ and Paramahansa and Vivekananda talk about being detached, applying viveka, allowing the vairag coming into. But it is so difficult because we are attached. If you come to think of it, this is what we think, that we are attached. We are not attached. We think we are attached. Firstly, what do we think? Why are we attached? Because we think we are this body, and we are this mind, and we are this personality, this name and action and upadhi and the post. But this is exactly who we are not. And then, let's talk about the attachment. What are we attached to? There is this monk, he just left samsara. He had a tragic case. His wife had died, children had grown up and left. He had some property, and he decided to become a monk and roam around the world. In Himalayas, as he was dejectedly with a lot of sufferings, it's not an easy life. Remember, sannyasis say in Himalayas, Kabhi ghee ghana, they have to beg their food. The Kabhi ghee ghana, what they get is filled with richness and spice and ghee and very lucky. Kabhi mutti bhat chana, they're not allowed to beg more than 5 houses or 5 people or 5 times in a day. So they say, Kabhi ghee ghana, kabhi mutti par chana, kabhi wo bhi mana. Meaning after 5 times, if you don't get it, you're not supposed to. You're supposed to go hungry that day. So this man must have been passing through a bit of tough time. So he was sitting down, dejected, in a real remote area. And he saw slowly somebody from the right side in the jungle. An old lady was picking up sticks, wood, I suppose, to carry home and use it for wood for the evening cooking. It was, around 4 o'clock, and in the mountains between 5:30, it starts to become very dark in this time. In the summertime, maybe a little later. Because the mountains, they clobber the sun. Sun actually setting much later, but because of the mountain, it obscures the sun. In that approaching darkness, dusk, I used to keep thinking of it when I used to watch them. I was very fond of Jim Corbett, and I used to follow his stories. I used to go around those areas where Jim Corbett used to, at one time, my younger days, I myself used to go around doing a lot of gin corbett stuff. I used to wonder, we used to read about the man-eater of Comayons. How did these tigers always go and manage to get? By looking at that old lady, I could imagine this is how. They're all by themselves, old, must be 70, 75, 80. They're pretty tough, picking up woods and carrying it in her hand. So she happened to ask this monk, आप दुखी क्यों लग रहे? They're passing through a hardship, but they're still cheerful, always happy. Mine is big-hearted. So he says, मैं बंधन में हूं, attached. She says, what are you attached to? Your wife? He says, no, my wife is no more. She died long time ago. He said, then what are you attached to? Your children? He said, no, they've grown up, they got married, they've gone away. He said, what are you attached to? Your property? He said, no, I've sold them away and give away their money to ashramas. She said, then what are you attached to? Your money? He said, no, I've given them away. He said, then what are you attached to? So we think we are attached, and this attachment is in our mind. But mano buddhi chitta ahankar na aham. I'm not my mind. So who am I attached to? The closest, strongest of the attachment we have shared and often share with you. The Vedanta example. A young mother, her absolute love in that baby who she had given birth to, carry the baby for 9 months, is holding that baby for last 5, 6, 7 months, 6, 7-month-old baby, and she's taking care of the baby, singing, talking. She's so attached to that baby. One eye is always there on the baby, one hand is always there. Even this young mother, when she falls off to sleep at night, I know mothers will say, mother, don't get sleep. Yes, but when she does go off to sleep, her hand, which was patting the baby, falls off. And just think, it falls off in total detachment. She's very happy. She's not going to clutch to the baby and not go to sleep. Oh, the sleep is taking my baby away. I'm not going to let the baby go. She does not do that. She's very happy that she's going on to the deep sleep. And in the deep sleep, remember, Sushupti, Mandakya Upanishad, Jagrat, Sapna, Sushupti, deep sleep. Neither there is error, neither there is body, neither there is mind, neither there is senses. She doesn't even know that she's gone up to sleep. She's left her body, she's left her closest attachment in that baby. What are we attached to? Not money. And money for people like you and me, not for that monk, is what we are least attached to. We think we are attached to our body. Remember, Jayate, we are born. Asti, we sustain. Vardate, we grow. Vivarta, we start to become matured and adult, and then apariknakshatra, opposite of aging starts up, deterioration to the body starts up. What are we attached to this body? And then nakshate, the body dies off. What about the mind? Are we attached to the mind? Look at the mind, the way it is changing. Sometimes happy, sometimes sad, sometimes jealous, sometimes big-hearted, sometimes very careless, not bothered at all, sometimes so attached. What are we attached to? We are attached to nothing. It is not that the monks are not attached. We are. Now, with this, I would like to, I noticed after the talk of the last two sessions, I was wondering what should we talk today evening. I got the message that there is certain amount of bewilderment. The bewilderment, like a little bit of confusion, little bit of maybe Vedantic terms like a jargon is little confusing, maybe confusing to not understanding or getting mixed up. So I thought we will share the same thing what we did and we make it simple. Upadhi, Adhisthana, and let's start with Upadhi. We say we are not this body because Vedanta tells us. How? How is it? We know we are grown up like this. So the Vedanta is telling us to make us understand very simply is look at that crystal, recollect that crystal, Upadhi. The crystal is in front of bunch of roses. Crystal turns into rose color, red color crystal. Crystal doesn't have any color. But crystal looks now jet red, blood red. Or change it to the yellow rose, becomes yellow. So, because of this Upadhi, this I am is the supreme consciousness, is the Turiya state. Aham Brahmasmi, I am that. This I am projects the body, the mind. And because of the Upadhi effect, the body and the mind now makes my I am belief, I am this body, I am this mind. Same effect. Now comes Vivarta. Adhisthana, what does it happen? Adhisthana makes the ground of reality. In which, recollect now, making it simple and easy, conversational. A screen projecting picture. The picture characters, the volcanoes, the eruptions, the earthquakes, the King Kong or the Jurassic Park, they're all happening through the screen. Screen is the ground of reality, Adhisthana. Without the screen, the picture will not. Screen can continue to stay without the picture, but picture cannot stay without the screen. And picture is not at all attached, I stand corrected, the screen is not at all attached to the pictures. There may be no picture. Screen is happy, peaceful. Picture comes, screen says, okay, welcome. Screen says play. What they're playing, those characters, those music, those horror films, those happy loving films, those heroes, those cars racings, they're all happening. Screen is detached. But at the same time, if you now touch the picture, you're actually, picture is just being played. But if you scratch, the screen may get scratched, will get scratched. Screen is not attached to the picture. But looking at the picture, supposing I don't like the hero and the heroine, and notice, screen is not attached to the heroine or the hero. Supposing screen gets attached, picture won't play. Picture says, I love this heroine, I don't want this heroine to go away. Just stay here. Picture can't play. I hate this villain, I don't want him to come on my screen. There'll be no play. You and I tend to make those likes and dislikes. But the picture screen is absolutely detached, just like the sunlight. Sunlight falls on dirty filth on the road, doesn't get dirty. Falls on the holy river Ganga water or holy water, it doesn't become holy. Light is unaffected, untouched. It falls on a pitcher of wine, it doesn't get drunk. Now, this is Adhisthana. Screen is important. Now, if I now look at, there is reality, two different realities. And these two realities are different from each other. So, if I scratch this wood, the table, I scratch the table, which is the wood will also get scratched. So the question came from someone from my devotee circle, very sincere, I think it was Harsha's question. Hi Harsha. Said, if the wood gets scratched, if I poison the ocean water, okay, if I poison the wave, the water will get poisoned. Like, the tanker oil gets spilled and all that. The ocean gets poisoned. Then how can it not poison my turiya state through what happens waking and dreaming and sleeping, deep sleep? It does not, because they are two different realities. The reality of the seed becoming a tree, a transformation of the seed to the tree is one reality. The milk becoming a curd is one reality. Good milk, strong curd. Watery milk, not so good curd. It is at one reality. But here there are two different realities. So now look at what is happening in the picture. What is happening to a different reality, snake and the rope. I hope it's not putting you to sleep. The snake is Vivarta to the rope. The picture is Vivarta to the screen. We bringing in that other item term called Vivarta. What does Vivarta mean? Vivarta in Sanskrit just means appearance. The snake appears, but it is not. The rope appears to be snake. The snake becomes Vivarta to the rope. The picture appears. The reality of the ground reality of the rope has to be there for the snake to appear. The ground reality of the desert has to be there for the mirage to come into vision. But notice, not one drop of that water of the mirage can wet even one grain of sand. So not one action of the poisonous snake can poison the rope. Not one action of the picture which is happening is of different reality of sound and play and actor and actresses affect the screen. Because of different reality. The wood and the table is one reality in one. But understand this, the gold ring, the bangle, the necklace, they are all one reality called gold. I can melt the ring and make it into same necklace, or necklace into ring, or necklace into tiara. The reality here is the gold. What the reality between you and I is that Turiya. Going back to Mandukya, you all have done pretty much. So that it becomes simple and you can meditate on it. Waking state, dream state, deep sleep state. Waking state, mind, all the senses, everything is functioning. The body is functioning. So there is ignorance and there is error. Because of ignorance, we make the error. But in the waking state, is there ignorance? Yes, there is. What is the ignorance? We think we are this body. Is there error? Yes, there is error. Because of the ignorance, we think we are this body. That's the error. In the dream state, Mandukya Upanishad, in the dream state, we presume we are that body. We have left our body on the bed. Now it is another body, which is, I think, I am. There is ignorance, there is error. Now go to deep sleep state. There is no error. Why? Because there is no mind, there is no body, there is no senses. We don't know anything what is happening. But there is ignorance. When you wake up, you say, I had a beautiful sleep. I slept like a log. Who is that I? That I was there. So there is ignorance, that I. Now, understand this powerful statement. Gaudapada says, Shankaracharya's Guru's Guru. That Mandukya Upanishad, Turiya, the fourth state, the consciousness state, is not interested in Jagrat, in Swapna, in Shushupti, not interested. Turiya alone is exist. So now bring in Upadhi and Vivarta to understand the Sat. Who is this I am? I am Sat Chit Ananda. I am has created this body, Robbin Ghosh. And I am this body is now like the Upadhi influencing the I am and saying, I am this body. I am aging. I am young. I am fair. I take great pride in saying I am tall, or I feel sad and saying I am fat, or I am slim. I am. What is Vedanta saying? I am is like this glass exists, my bank account balance exists, my house exists, my family exists. Vedanta is saying, turn it. It is the existence is the dolphin. Existence is the dog. Existence is Robbin Ghosh. Existence is. This isness is Sat. This Sat now is producing to me this world, this Brahman, my family, now people and everything. Chit is the consciousness. There is no state of you where you are not conscious. You say there is when you are unconscious? Yes. When you are unconscious, yes, meaning it is not true statement that there is consciousness in your unconscious state. No, you are unconscious and you don't know about it. You will know that you were unconscious only when you become conscious again, isn't it? When you go to coma and when you come out of coma, then you will know I was in coma. So there is no state of our alive world in which we are not conscious. And that consciousness is Chit. And that Chit takes us across to the world of the mind, the world of awareness of everything about the world. I do not know of America or Switzerland or London or my house or my road or that little frog or the grasshopper, unless the consciousness connects with the mind and the brain and through the senses picks it up and say, this is the rose, this is the grasshopper. And Chit Ananda, Ananda through the Upadhi projects, appears as love, anger, jealousy, greed. Purnatyam, the moment we become one, I am that Turiya state. You are Purnityam. You now know what this ocean, the waves, the bubble, the froth is water. I am the water. I'm not a wave. I have this body called the wave, and that body is my brother, and that one is my wife, and this one is my husband, and this was my parent. We are all playing. But now when I know that this is Turiya and I am the Turiya state, I know all of them are water as I am water. So you attain that status where everybody is one. They may have different shape, like the gold ornaments, different shape. Don't throw away the bangle to look for gold. And this is the statement I heard from one of my beloved devotee who was saying, I know, but I want to experience this Turiya. But think of it, dear loving devotees, you are experiencing your Turiya. Without that Turiya, you cannot be alive. You're dead. You're all the time in Turiya. It is like throwing away the bangle to search for gold. I can say there is water in this bucket. So this is a bucket full of water. Water is different, bucket is different. I can take that water away from the bucket, empty bucket, and the water is elsewhere, kept or spilled. Water is different, bucket is different. I can't take away the water from the ocean and ocean continue to exist, or the bubble or the waves or the froth. I cannot take away the gold from the ornament and say the ornament will exist. I cannot take away the wood from the table and the table exists. I cannot take away the desert from the mirage and say mirage will exist. Now what do? Remember that beautiful example, Swami Vivekananda going through Rajasthan. And he was going through the desert and feeling thirsty, and he saw a beautiful oasis. And he was going towards that oasis, and he was not nearing. And soon enough, Vivekananda realized this is the mirage. He said, I realized it, and he's writing it. He turned around. Understand this, to understand Upadhi, Adhisthana, and Vivarta. He turned around, and as he was going to the opposite direction, he realized that that's not a oasis, that's only a mirage. He says, I looked back and I saw that mirage. Now I know it is a mirage. Yours and my idea to experience that Turiya state, we have to know who we are. We are experiencing it. Only thing we do not realize it. We say this is mind experiencing, body experiencing, my hand is cut. But that's only the body. So remember the famous example. Rich man comes all the way to Himalayas, and higher the Himalayas you go, more senior the monk, realized monks. He goes high up near Tapovan. He meets the Maharaj. The Maharaj bahut dukh mein hai. Maharaj said, are you experiencing your suffering? He said, that's why I've come here all the way from Delhi. Maharaj told him, you are not suffering. You are experiencing the suffering. So now what you do? He explained to him about the Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti and Turiya state. Go into this and practice this. We have talked about in this breathing technique, awareness breathing. I'll touch upon it. So the rich man goes to close by some small hotel. He lived there for about a week, practices that, comes back after a week and says, Maharaj, Jai Ho Maharaj, I'm so happy, I'm pleasant. Maharaj immediately said, you are not present, you are experiencing the present. Experiencing the happiness. So who is this you? This you is the Turiya, is the consciousness. That is that essence with which we experience the whole world. This is the essence which, if is not there, my world vanishes. Do I have a world when I am in coma? No. Do I have a body when I am in coma? I do not know. Others may see that body. Dead body or coma body or an unconscious body or a deep sleep body. Others may experience the world, but for you, the world does not exist. This understanding, when it comes in, then you start to. So how do we get it? All right, it's very nice. Savanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. Listen, discuss. Mananam, listen, reflect, read more Vedanta, more Upanishads. If reading is difficult, discuss, talk more, listen more, and ask questions. Questioning, asking will clear your tongue, clear your mind, just like japa purifies your mind. It will purify your mind of understanding. And then meditate on that what you understand. Soon enough, you will begin to realize, you will say, I'm not this body, I'm not this mind. I am in the Turiya, I am the consciousness. I am the Sat, Chit, Ananda. Infinite existence, Sat. Infinite, no limit, consciousness. Infinite Ananda. And this, with the understanding, let us take on to the little bit of breathing practices. You all are advanced Kriyaban Yogi. Before you get on to the Kriyaban practices, you do 20-20-20. During that time, and in Hamsa, first initial state in the 20-20, breathe in and breathe out. Follow the breath. And as it enters the nostril, feel the coolness of the breath. It will be very gentle. It will not be long breath. Very gentle breath. Calm mind. As you breathe out, you'll find the warmth of the breath. You're practicing awareness. Not the breath, only the coolness and the warmth. And then, when you have practiced for about 15 counts or so, as per you, become still. Then go on to Hamsa, go on to Omkar meditation, go on to Kriya Yoga, and go on to Jyotir Mudra. And now, Vedanta meditation. Asanga aham, asanga aham, asanga aham. I am totally detached. I'm not attached to anything. Not even my body, not my mind, not my family, not my member. I am that. Asanga aham. Punah, punah, asanga aham, asanga aham. Say it, prepare your frame of mind, and then start. Asanga asmin. Asmin, I am. Asanga, totally detached. Sat, infinite existence. Chit, infinite consciousness. Ananda, infinite Ananda. Purnatyam, I am. Sat, Chit, Ananda, I am. Asmin. Sat, Chit, Ananda, Asmin. Asanga Asmin, Sat Chit Ananda Asmin. That brilliance of light, Jyoti Jyoti, is I am, Saprabha Asmin. Dvaita Varchita, I am one alone. I am that Turiya, Asmin. And go into the beginning of the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, in which get back to that small essence of the coolness of the breath, awareness, coolness, the warmth of the breath as you're going out. And now become aware. Thoughts are coming in, maybe very little, if you're advanced, maybe little more, maybe none at all. But don't get into the blankness called stupor. In meditation, your mind is very strongly active with the brilliance of the light, the vritti, which is the thought, I want to feel like having a coffee. I'm going in for meditation. Coffee thought comes in. That vritti is illuminated by the consciousness through the reflective into the mind. I am concentrating not on the coffee vritti, I'm concentrating on the light of the vritti. That is the consciousness. Focus on that and just concentrate on it. You will see soon, very soon, depending on people to people, your knees and arms will lock. You will not be able to get up. That restlessness and thought processes will go away. You'll stay focused. That's the power of the magnetism of the consciousness. The moment you get connected, because consciousness is where? Everywhere. Let us pray today that you have a powerful meditation session this week till we meet this Sunday. Akasha Shanti, Prithvi Shanti, Vayu Shanti, Jalaspataya Shanti, Gaur Shanti, Apnyaya Shanti. Om Chitta Shanti, Manaha Shanti. Om Purvadisha Shanti, Paschimaya Shanti. Uttaradisha Shanti, Dakshinaya Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May the Divine Mother bless us all with peace, with Viveka Vairag, Shama Dama Uparati, Samadhana, Titiksha Shraddha, Mumukshatta, Mumukshatta, Mumukshatta. Absolutely focus. May with the blessings of our Guru, our Babaji, Mahavatar, Kalpa Yogi, Deathless Master, with the blessings of the Krishna, Yogakshema, we attain what we have in our heart and mind. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, take us across to Sarva Vyabhi, Arantam, Advaitam, Brahman, Brahmarupi Mother, our Holy Mother, Jagrat Mother. Om Jai Guru.